The stillness of the morning. No buzzing phone, no notifications to pull you into the noise of the world. The quiet is eerie, unnerving even. At first it feels like a void, an emptiness to fill. But there's something more to it, something deeper. It's not a void, it's space, a rare opportunity, a chance to face your own thoughts, your own truth. Most men run from it, unable to bear the silence. They rush to fill it with distractions, hoping that noise will drown out the questions, the discomfort. But the real power? It lies in that space, in that moment when you allow yourself to simply be. No distractions, no external forces pulling you in 1,000 directions, just you. This is where your strength starts. Not in the rush of the day, but in the quiet morning when you stand face to face with yourself. What if you didn't fill it? What if you just let it be? This is where you begin to find your true self, away from all the noise. Silence often feels like death, because it forces us to confront the one thing we fear most, ourselves. In a world that constantly tells us that noise equals value, busy equals important, silence becomes a threat. It holds up a mirror reflecting not just the present, but also the potential we've left untapped. Most men fear this mirror, not because it shows failure, but because it reveals the unrealized possibilities in their lives. They chase external validation through women, career success, or fleeting distractions, hoping to drown out the inner voice that reminds them of what they could become. The truth is, silence forces a reckoning. It exposes the gap between who we are and who we could be. So we scroll endlessly, grind without purpose, and seek distractions, all to avoid the uncomfortable reality that we have not yet become the best version of ourselves. Silence doesn't kill us. It reveals us. And for many, that revelation is a trap too hard to escape. 3. Loneliness is the ache of emptiness, a desperate craving for connection to fill a void. It pulls you into the depths of isolation, where you constantly seek validation from others, unaware that you are feeding off of external approval to feel whole. It is hunger, never satisfied, always reaching out for something that may never come. Solitude, on the other hand, is the power of discipline. It is not about being abandoned. It's about choosing to stand alone and embrace the space within. Solitude offers clarity, growth, and focus, allowing you to build yourself up from within. It's the art of fasting from distractions and external noise, so you can reconnect with your deeper purpose. The man who seeks solitude is not lonely. He is refining his spirit, shaping his identity, and constructing something greater. He understands that power comes not from constant connection, but from being able to stand firm in his own presence. In solitude, he finds his strength, not out of emptiness, but from a place of deliberate creation. The hidden war. Most men fight without speaking it. Most men are silently battling a war that goes unnoticed. It's a struggle with doubt, regret, comparison, and the relentless pressure of expectations. No one sees the weight they carry, the internal battles fought behind closed doors. There's no applause or recognition for those who hide their pain, wearing a smile as a shield. They fight through depression, loneliness, and self-doubt without anyone knowing. It's a war that demands strength but rarely offers credit. The scars are invisible, the victories often uncelebrated. Yet this is the war that shapes kings. It's the one that builds resilience, teaches discipline, and molds character. It's not about winning medals or receiving praise. It's about showing up each day, even when the world is unaware of the struggle. Men who face this hidden war are the ones who stand firm, with or without support. They sit in their discomfort, endure the storm, and rise stronger, not for recognition, but because they know true strength is forged in silence. 5. At first, the silence wounds. It echoes louder than words, louder than rejection. In the quiet, you're left with only your own thoughts, and in those moments, doubt seeps in like a poison. You question your worth, wondering why the world doesn't see what you know is true inside. But slowly, it shapes you. The silence that once cut deep becomes your refuge. You stop asking, "Why am I not enough?" and start saying, "I am," even if no one sees it. It's a subtle shift, a quiet revolution within yourself. You realize that your worth isn't dependent on the validation of others. It's something you own, something solid that no external noise can shake. Power isn't noise, it's control, internal, grounded, calm. It's the ability to stand firm in your truth, without the need to prove it to anyone. When you stop fighting for approval, the pain that once held you captive becomes the force that propels you forward. You've learned that silence is not emptiness. It is the space where your true strength is forged. 6. Approval is the new drug, and you're detoxing. In today's world, many men are addicted to validation. Every text message, every seen notification on social media. It's like a quick hit to the ego. We crave the approval of others, often without realizing it. But here's the truth. The more you depend on being liked, the more control you lose over yourself. A man who constantly seeks attention has already surrendered his sense of self. He's performing, not living authentically. He's caught in a cycle of pleasing others, thinking that external validation is the key to his worth. But the reality is, the more you check for approval, the more you drift from who you truly are. It's time to detox from the addiction of being seen. Stop seeking constant validation. Let them wonder where you've gone, because while they're left guessing, you're becoming. Becoming the man who no longer needs the applause, the likes, or the approval. You are enough as you are, and the moment you embrace that is the moment you take back control. 7. Stoicism isn't about feeling less. It's about feeling more deeply with control. A Stoic man doesn't shut off his emotions. He chooses not to let them control him. His emotional strength lies in his restraint. Where others might react impulsively, he remains calm, grounded, and composed. This isn't numbness, it's mastery of the self. Emotional control is often misunderstood as suppression, but in reality, it's a sign of self-respect. A man who can remain steady in the face of adversity demonstrates his inner strength. He doesn't flinch when challenged, doesn't beg for approval, and doesn't chase after validation. His actions come from a place of self-assurance, not desperation. In today's noisy, chaotic world, a man who remains composed stands out. His quiet strength commands attention because it's rare. In a society where everyone reacts to every impulse, the one who remains steady is the one who leaves a lasting impression. It's not coldness, it's depth. Stoicism is the art of maintaining composure, of understanding that real power doesn't need to shout. It simply endures. 8. Solitude is the crucible where transformation occurs. In stillness, you recalibrate your standards. It's not about external validation, but the inner realization that you deserve more than mediocrity, both in others and in yourself. When you step into this space, you stop chasing what's ordinary and begin to attract the extraordinary, not by appearance, but by energy. The woman you truly want, she's watching how you carry your silence. It's not in the loudness of your words, but in the power of your presence. Lead first, speak less, and move deliberately. In your stillness, you become a magnet for those who understand the value of depth. You cultivate an aura of strength and wisdom, drawing in not just anyone, but those who resonate with your elevated standards. This is the shift, from seeking validation to being a source of it. In solitude, you discover the true power of your own presence, setting a new standard for how you engage with the world. No longer do you settle for less. You become the standard others aspire to reach. 9. The return, moving with weight, not noise. When you re-enter the world after silence, your presence shifts. It's not about loud declarations or frantic gestures. It's about the quiet strength that comes from within. You walk with purpose, your every step measured and deliberate. The world may be loud, chaotic, but you are unmoved. You don't shout for attention. Instead, you radiate power, calm, unshakable. Those who once sought your validation now seek your presence. You don't chase after approval because you've become the chooser of your path, not a follower. 10. Drop this in the comments if you're done performing. I choose silence to master my strength. Not to impress anyone, but to remind yourself that you're constantly evolving. Every moment of silence is a step toward understanding your true power. It's easy to get lost in the noise of the world, but the real growth happens when we learn to embrace stillness. In silence, you've learned to master your inner world, and that mastery extends outward. The man who has conquered the noise within can never again be swayed by external distractions. He knows his worth. He understands the strength of restraint. You no longer blend into the background, shrinking to fit in. You stand still, grounded in who you are. The world moves around you, not the other way around. Your silence speaks volumes. It is a language of power and understanding that cannot be misinterpreted. When you return, you do so with weight, subtle but undeniable. So next time you find yourself in a moment of doubt, remember this. Your strength isn't measured by the volume of your voice, but by the depth of your silence. In those quiet moments, you're shaping the person you're becoming. It's not about impressing others. It's about impressing yourself with the progress you're making. The journey of mastery begins when you choose to step back, reflect, and keep moving forward, one silent step at a time. So if you're ready to step into your power, drop this quote in the comments. Let it be your reminder that true strength is born in the quiet moments, and you're on the right path to mastering your own destiny. Let's keep growing together, silently yet powerfully.